All right, now we're going to talk about how to grid off our good paper. We are going to measure on this one from the edge of the paper. All right, now remember, on this one, we measured from the edge of the photograph, right here at the edges. This one, we're creating a border, and we're going to measure from the edge of the paper, okay? Because our paper may not be perfectly square, we are going to measure from the same side each time. So I'm going to line up my ruler with the top of my paper, and on this one, I'm going to do a 3/4 inch grid. All right, I'm going to write that there. Don't write that on your paper, okay? So on my inches, I'm going to measure out 1/4, 2/4, 3/4 mark. So it's going to be at 3/4, and then 1, 2, 3/4 mark, and 1 1/2, and then 3 more quarters would be 2 1/4, and 3. You should always land on 3, 6, 9, 12 if you're doing it right. Okay. So I'm going to measure 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 3, 9. 9 3/4, which is actually right here, 10 1/2, and 11 1/4, and 12 should land on the edge of my paper. My next one, I'm going to do the same, and I'm going to measure the same direction at 3/4. I'll give you a list of measurements, but we're going to measure every 3/4 of an inch. We're going to mark them all. And then we were marking twice, we're measuring twice, we're marking twice, and then we're going to connect, okay? I'm going to connect the top and bottom because that's actually going to be my border, and I'm not going to be drawing in there. So I'm going to do those first. And now I'm going to turn my ruler the other direction and mark every 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to hustle because I know you guys are about to be knocking at my door. Remember, you should always land at 3, 6, 9, and 12. I'm going to end at 9 here. I'm going to move down here. I'm going to measure again every 3/4 of an inch. Again, I'll give you the list of measurements. I'll also help you to learn how to count by quarters. And I'll end at 9. Now I'll connect these. I'm going to start with the outside ones, and I'm going to connect just inside my borders. And I'm connecting as lightly as possible. Okay? So once I've connected all of these, I'll have a grid that is 14 squares high by 10 squares wide, and my portrait will end up being 1 1/2 times the size of my original that you've gridded in color pencil. And there you are at my door knocking. I can hear you. So here you have a 3/4 inch grid.